Hello children, welcome back. We are very excited today because we are going to start a new unit 3 from class 11, that is on cell, and the first chapter is cell structure and function. Today is the first lecture, so let us just begin the chapter without talking too much. So as you know, I am sure you are a little excited because you are a little comfortable with the topic. आपने सेल छोटी क्लासेस से पढ़ा है तो आपको सेल के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत आता है. सबसे पहले आते हैं व्हाट इज सेल. यू नो इट वेरी वेल. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. The moment I say it is the smallest and the structural and functional unit of living organism, what do I mean by that? इसका मतलब ये है कि all living organisms का जो सबसे छोटा structural unit है, that is the cell, and जो सबसे छोटा functional unit है, that is the cell. कहने का मतलब ये कि suppose this is a room, and ये room किसका बना हुआ है? Bricks का. The same brick के repetition से बना है. तो what is the structural unit of this room? Structural unit of this room is a brick. एक ईंटा, क्योंकि जैसा एक ईंटे हैं वैसे ही सारे bricks हैं, and it is by repeated unit or repetition of that unit, that is the brick, the entire room has been constructed. Similarly, हमारे body में सबसे छोटा unit जो अपने आप में structurally complete है, right, and functionally भी complete है. That means ये structurally this is a complete, इसी के repetition से हमारा बॉडी बना है. एंड सेकेंडली फंक्शनली कंप्लीट का मतलब क्या है? इट कैन इंडिपेंडेंटली सस्टेन लाइफ. ये अपने आप को इंडिपेंडेंटली जिंदा रख सकता है. ऐसा सबसे छोटा स्ट्रक्चरल एंड फंक्शनल यूनिट ऑफ ऑल लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म, दुनिया में जितने भी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म है, आपने चैप्टर 1 में पढ़ा था कि लिविंग होने के लिए वन इंपॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टर इज दैट दे मस्ट बी मेड अप ऑफ सेल्स एंड द सेल्स मस्ट बी शोइंग मेटाबॉलिज्म, राइट? सो द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट, the structural unit and the functional unit of all living organism on this earth, that is called as cell, and these cells, they are independently able to reproduce each other. That means one cell can actually give rise to new cells. You know that we are made up of many cells, and these cells, they are capable of giving rise to new cells, right? So this was a introduction to what a cell is all about. Now some statistics regarding cell, we will quickly see that. Anton von Leeuwenhoek, just see him. He was the first one to see and describe a cell. Later it was Robert Hooke in 1665 who coined the term cell. मैं आपको बता दूं, बायोलॉजी में normally dates बहुत important नहीं है. Very few dates you have to learn, especially for your medical, and one of them is 1665. It was in this year that Robert Hooke, he had actually coined the term cell. Now Robert Brown, this third person over here, he discovered nucleus of the living cells. ठीक, तो some of the historical perspective for this chapter, किसने क्या discover किया? Now how was the first cell discovered? मैं ये आपको बता दूँ. The first cell, this is an important MCQ question also. The cell was discovered only when, you have to understand, the microscope was discovered. You know that cell is a microscopic structure. You cannot see it with naked eyes. तो cell को देखने के लिए you need a microscope. So only when the microscope was discovered, after that the cell was discovered. What he did was, he cut a thin Robert Hooke I'm talking, जिन्होंने सबसे पहले सेल को डिस्क्राइब किया था, सेल नाम दिया था, राइट? उन्होंने क्या किया? कॉर्क. अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज अ कॉर्क? द बाहर का मेनी प्लांट्स का जो बाहर का एक डेड टिश्यू होता है, वी कॉल इट कॉर्क. अच्छा, आपको समझाने के लिए बताते हैं. यू प्ले बैडमिंटन, शटल कॉक. तो इन शटल कॉक, ये नीचे वाला रीजन, दैट इज कॉर्क. यू मस्ट हैव सीन इट इज लिटिल वुडी. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज कॉर्क. और बताते हो कॉर्क, पहले जमाने में जो दवाई की बॉटल्स होती थी, medicine bottles, they used to be covered by a cork. So this is a plant tissue. उन्होंने सबसे पहले cork को thin slices में काटा, and काटने के बाद this is the microscope in which he had worked. उन्होंने इसको माइक्रोस्कोप में देखने के लिए he kept thin slices of cork. ये जो cork है, इस cork का उन्होंने बहुत thin slices काटा, and he tried to see it under the microscope. He saw that it contained a lot of spaces. Actually these were cells, and cells के अंदर में that there is a place for cytoplasm. तो उनको ऐसा honeycomb type का structure दिखा, and these small units he called as cell. Cell is actually English word. सेल आपको पता है प्रिजन में भी स्मॉल रूम्स को सेल कहा जाता है. नॉर्मली जो घर में अंडरग्राउंड में स्मॉल रूम्स होते हैं दे आर कॉल्ड सेल. सेल इज अ स्मॉल रूम. तो ऐसे स्मॉल हॉलो स्पेसेस उनको दिखाई दिया, सो ही कॉल्ड इट एज सेल. So who did all this? It was done by Robert Hooke. When the microscope was discovered, what did he do? He cut thin slices of cork. He observed it under microscope. He saw such hollow structures over there, and he called it as cell. The cell was discovered by Robert Hooke. He took a piece of cork of Spanish oak. Spanish oak एक ट्री के वैरायटी का नाम है. उन्होंने Spanish oak का cork लिया, उसके thin slices बनाए. Then he observed it under microscope. He saw that it had a honeycomb structure with a number of box-like compartments. He called these boxes as the cell. So this is how the cell got its name, and this is how the cell was basically discovered. This is the microscope he actually used. Now after that we came up with a theory called as the cell theory, right? So what is the cell theory? जब हमारा cell was discovered, then what happened? Two scientists independently they were working. एक दूसरे से independent काम कर रहे थे. एक का नाम क्या था? His name was Schleiden, M.J. Schleiden. This is M.J. Schleiden. He was a German botanist, and the other was Theodor Schwann. यहाँ पर देखो लिखा हुआ है Theodor Schwann. This word has been left here. Schwann. Both of them they were working independently. Now Schleiden and Schwann. Schwann was a zoologist. He was a botanist, he was a zoologist, he was working on animal cells. Animals. ठीक है, he was a zoologist, he was working on animals and he was working on plants. He was a botanist. इन्होंने जब काम किया, what they observed was that all plants, they are actually made up of a common unit called as cell. What he observed was that all animals का body is made up of a unit, ठीक है, called as cell. तो बाद में आया आपका सेल थियरी. they didn't know each other, they were working independent of each other, but then their work was put together. इसने कहा कि सारे प्लांट सेल के बने हुए, इसने कहा कि सारे एनिमल्स एक पर्टिकुलर यूनिट का बना हुआ है जिसको सेल बोला गया. So with that we gave the cell theory which says that all living organisms are composed of cells and their products. ठीक. Now that means the cell is the basic unit of all organisms. That is the first point. They said that all living organisms, be it a plant, be it an animal, they are made up of small units called as cells. This was the first point of cell theory. अब ये सवाल उठा कि अगर we all are made up of cells, right? This is the cell and we all are made up of the cells. Now we are multicellular organism, right? हम लोग बहुत सारे सेल के बने. So if we are made up of, if an organism is made up of a number of cells, I'm just drawing this bad diagram of a human, say, ठीक है? So if we are all actually made up of cells, we have many cells. From where do these cells come from? ये सेल आते कैसे हैं? कहाँ से आते हैं? क्योंकि आपको पता है sexual reproduction में parents they give just one cell, the mother gives the egg. If you look at that, sexual reproduction में the mother gives the egg with half number of chromosome, the father gives the sperm with half the number of chromosome. Both of them they fuse to form a 2n zygote. ठीक, this is all what the parents give. फिर इस 2n zygote से एक multicellular organism बनता कैसे? ठीक, नए cells आपके आते कहाँ से? So this was explained later by another scientist called as Virchow. So let us see what Virchow said. Virchow said in 1855, this date is not important, that he was the first one to say that the cells, the new cells, they are formed from the pre-existing cells. आपको पता है? The new cells they are formed by a process called as cell division, also called as mitosis. So new cells are formed from the pre-existing cells. उन्होंने इसके लिए कोड दिया omnis cellula e cellula, very famous. ठीक, that means that the new cells are made from the pre-existing cells. So later ये जो रुडोल्फ वर्चाउ है जिनका वहाँ फोटो बना हुआ है, इन्होंने श्लेडेन एंड शॉन का जो सेल थ्योरी था उसको मॉडिफाई करके फाइनल थ्योरी comes like this. The final theory is a combination of both of them, Schleiden and Schwann and Virchow. It says that all living organisms are made up of cells and all cells they arise from the pre-existing cells. So these are the 2 points of, यहाँ मैंने 3 लिखा है, तो first and second point is same. All living organisms are composed of cells. The cell is the basic unit of living organism. This is the first point of cell theory, and all cells they arise from pre-existing cells. Right? So this is all about your cell theory. फिर से देखिए. मैंने आपको ये बताया कि all living organisms they are made up of cells. Now all living organisms are made up of cell. How did we conclude? We concluded by the work of Schleiden and Schwann. Schwann was a zoologist. He observed that all animals they have a common unit. Now Schleiden was a botanist. He observed that all plants were also made up of cells. So we came with a theory that all living organisms are made up of cells. अब सवाल उठा from where do these cells come from? So we then modified the cell theory and we said Virchow found it that the new cells actually come from the pre-existing ones by cell division. So the cell theory was completed that all living organisms are made up of cells and new cells they arise from pre-existing cells. राइट तो अभी तक तो मैंने कुछ खास पढ़ाया नहीं है, मैंने आपको जस्ट पढ़ाया व्हाट इज अ सेल. It is a unit, structural and functional unit. How was the cell discovered? It was discovered by Robert Hooke after the discovery of microscopy. Then came the cell theory. Now after cell theory, अभी हम लोग कुछ basics पर ही बात करेंगे. Now let us come to the size of the cell. T, what is the size of the cell? So most cells are relatively very small because as size increases, the volume increases. This will require more diffusion time. What do I mean by that? अगर सेल जितना छोटा होगा उसका वॉल्यूम उतना कम होगा. I think you know that as the size increases, the volume with respect to surface area, the volume with respect to surface area increases. मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ? Let me tell you with an example. इस बात को क्लियर ही कर देते हैं. वैसे तो ये फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री में आपको टीचर को पढ़ाना चाहिए. I'll give you an example. Say this is a box. Just imagine like this. Say this is a box, right? So इसका surface area क्या है? This is the surface area. ठीक है? And इसका volume क्या है? So you know that how to take out the volume. So if it is length into breadth into height. So whatever. I'm not writing the formula. The volume I'm showing by blue color. ये जो inside space है that is the volume. So blue color represents the volume and the green color basically represents the area. ठीक है, this is the surface area. अब क्या हुआ, हमने इसको बीच से काट दिया. We cut it from the center. So when we cut it from the center, what will happen? This will now turn like this. It will become this and this. ठीक है. अब देखो वॉल्यूम क्या हो गया? Yes, वॉल्यूम क्या हो गया बेटा? वॉल्यूम is half. जो था उसी का हाफ. Look at this. This is half of original. If the total volume here is V, then आधा किया ना मैंने. Volume कितना हो गया? Half V. The volume is half V, right? But look at the surface area. The surface area initially was this, 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 this. जब ये दोनों जुड़े हुए थे, right? लेकिन काटने से यहाँ क्या हो गया? This surface area is increased. That means smaller the size. This is a formula. Smaller the size, right? The volume is less as compared to surface area. Volume is less as compared to surface area. आप देखो ना, यहाँ का अगर आप वॉल्यूम इससे कंपेयर करोगे इन दोनों का, इसका छोटे जगह का सरफेस एरिया देखो ज्यादा है. I told you ना, ये इसका सरफेस एरिया क्या है? अगर हम ग्रीन से देखें, this is this, this, this. So this is this, 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 and this, this, this. So this, this, this. The surface area has increased by this much. That means the smaller molecules they have more surface area as compared to the volume, क्योंकि volume सीधा आधा हो गया है, लेकिन surface area बढ़ गया है. अब जैसे इसको हमने जोड़ दिया, the moment we joined it, what happened? The volume gets doubled, but the surface area decreases. This surface area and this surface area will decrease. In short, the smaller the size, the smaller is the size, more is the surface area, more is the surface area as compared to the volume. And why this is useful? Because any exchange with the outside environment, ठीक, ये अगर मेरा सेल है, ये outside environment से exchange करेगा. Any exchange takes place through this surface area. अगर surface area मेरा ज़्यादा होगा as compared to volume, so obviously diffusion will be better. Why? Because I have more area to take food, right? But lesser volume to distribute it. So obviously distribution will be better. The moment I make the size large, I make the size large, the surface area decreases but the volume increases, so less surface area, so less will be the diffusion. अंदर में सामान की घुसने का जगह कम हो गया, क्योंकि कोई भी सामान का एक्सचेंज सरफेस एरिया से होता है, तो सरफेस एरिया दैट मींस द एक्सचेंज एरिया इज रिड्यूस्ड बट द volume for which the exchange is being done, the volume has increased, so a smaller size is always better. Okay, I hope you understood it. If you didn't understand, I will conclude it once again. See, I just want to tell you, I am just drawing two molecules. This is a larger molecule and this is smaller. इसी का दो आधा कर दिए. ठीक, इसमें what happens, the surface area is more as compared to volume. इसमें क्या है, the volume is more as compared to surface area. Now for this volume the food and everything needs to be exchanged, the diffusion will take place on the area. So here what happens, the area is less but the volume is more, so obviously diffusion will be less efficient. यहाँ area ज़्यादा है volume कम है, तो obviously surface से ही ना exchange होता है, तो obviously यहाँ पर exchange क्या होगा या diffusion क्या होगा, it will be better. यही आपके, this is from your NCERT, so I want you to understand every word that is in your NCERT. Actually I want you to understand, आपकी NCERT में कहता है most cells are very small because a small size में the volume increases much more rapidly. The smaller the size, the volume is more. अगर volume ज़्यादा होगा तो क्या होगा, the diffusion time will be more. आपने बाहर से जो सामान लिया, आपका एरिया तो कम है तो कम सामान आया, लेकिन वॉल्यूम ज्यादा है तो वहां डिफ्यूज होने में टाइम ज्यादा लगेगा. अगर स्मॉलर स्ट्रक्चर है तो एरिया ज्यादा है लेकिन वॉल्यूम कम है, तो डिफ्यूजन टू एवरी पार्ट ऑफ द सेल विल बी फास्टर, राइट. सो नॉर्मली फॉर एग्जांपल it says that the smallest living cell is mycoplasma whose length is 0.3 millimeter. यहाँ पर मैं आपको एक चीज दिखाना चाहती हूँ कि this is a diagram from your NCERT. You can see it's written figure 8.2. यहाँ पर भी कुछ आपके cells बनाए गए हैं. This is a eukaryotic cell. This is a bacterial cell. This is PPLO, which is mycoplasma. The smallest cell, mycoplasma, is also called as PPLO, and it has virus. यहाँ पर एक contradiction है, and we can do nothing. नया NCERT में change नहीं किया. यहाँ पर माइकोप्लाज्मा का साइज क्या लिखा है, 0.3 म्यूमीटर, जबकि यहाँ डायग्राम में माइकोप्लाज्मा ही इज आल्सो कॉल्ड एज पीपीएलओ, प्लूरोनिमोनिया लाइक ऑर्गेनिज्म. यहाँ लेंथ क्या दिया, 0.1. सो मे बी इट हैज अ रेंज ऑफ 0.1 to 0.3, आई डोंट नो, लेकिन यहाँ दोनों का स्टैटिस्टिक्स अलग है. सिमिलरली आपके एनसीईआरटी में थ्योरी में लिखा है कि बैक्टीरिया का साइज इज 3 to 5 mm, लेकिन डायग्राम में इट इज गिवन 1 and 2. बोथ आर देयर इन द एनसीईआरटी, सो लिटिल कॉन्ट्रडिक्टिंग. The largest isolated cell is the egg of an ostrich. ये आपको पता होगा, ठीक. The longest cell you must know, it is the nerve cell. Among multicellular organism, human का RBC cell is approximately 7 millimeter. So just see this. This is a typical eukaryotic cell, 10 to 20 millimeter. But had this eukaryotic cell been RBC, तो इसका एक average size होता 7 millimeter. Please learn it. Every statistics is very, very, very important for your medical. So I hope you learn it. So this is about the size. Now let us come to the types of cells. अभी introduction कर रहे हैं. What is cell? How was it discovered? Then what is the cell theory? What is the size of the cell? What are the types of cell? So we know that there are two types of cell basically. One is called the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Now what is a prokaryotic cell? A prokaryotic cell has no membrane bound organelles. जबकि eukaryotic cells, they have membrane bound distinct structures called as organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, lysosome, mitochondria, microbody, vacuoles, etc. ठीक. अब I want to tell you something. एक बार बता देते हैं तो आपको अब बार बार बताना नहीं पड़ेगा. What do I mean by a membrane bound organelle? पहले ये आप समझ लो. Now listen. A prokaryotic cell, this is a prokaryotic bacteria, prokaryotic, say a bacterial cell, ठीक है, and say this is a eukaryotic cell, say maybe an animal cell, ठीक है. This is the nucleoid, the DNA it has, and this is the nucleus like this. This is an animal cell, that is a eukaryotic cell. One major difference is they do not have a membrane bound organelle. What do I mean by membrane bound organelles? और what are, पहले तो समझ लो what are organelles. You understand व्हाट आर सेल्स? अब आ जाओ सेल्स के बाद व्हाट आर ऑर्गेनील्स, राइट? मैं बात बता दूं, प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल में इट वाज जस्ट एक समझो सेल वॉल, प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन, न्यूक्लियस, देयर वाज नो डिस्टिंक्ट डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर। सेल में बहुत सारा काम होता है ना, तो ये सारे काम का कोई कंपार्टमेंटलाइजेशन नहीं था। यूकैरियोट में हर काम के लिए एक अलग कंपार्टमेंटलाइजेशन कर दिया गया। से फॉर रेस्पिरेशन आई मेड अ स्ट्रक्चर कॉल्ड एज माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया and the work of respiration will be restricted only to mitochondria. Similarly, अगर आपको से प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस करना है सेल में, the protein synthesis will be carried out by a specific structure called as endoplasmic reticulum. ठीक है, endoplasmic reticulum से आपको प्रोटीन की पैकिंग करनी है। So for packing or of the proteins I will have a definite structure called as Golgi body. Like this, for every work there is a division of labor. In eukaryotic cell there is a division of labor, that means there is a distinct work distribution. ठीक है, there is a distinct work distribution. Now this work distribution is done in special structures. These are called as organelles. These structures are called as organelles and they are membrane bound. Now what I want to tell you here is they are not, अब अगर ऐसा ही है, now come here, in prokaryotes there is no distinct structures कि अलग अलग में अलग अलग काम होगा। That means they do not have organelles. अगर ऑर्गेनील नहीं है तो मेरा एक सवाल सुनो, मैं आपको बताती हूँ, बैक्टीरिया में एक स्ट्रक्चर पाया जाता है जिसको हम लोग कहते हैं गैस वैक्यूल। We find a structure called as gas vacuole. ठीक है, अब सपोज एक और स्ट्रक्चर है से राइबोसोम, तो राइबोसोम नॉन मेम्ब्रेन है, इसमें मेम्ब्रेन नहीं होता। दिस इज द नॉन मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड स्ट्रक्चर। मैंने कहा कि प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल में कोई भी मेम्ब्रेन से घिरा हुआ, मेम्ब्रेन से ढका हुआ स्ट्रक्चर नहीं पाया जाता। यूकैरियोटिक में पाया जाता है, ये सेल के अंदर मेम्ब्रेन से ढका हुआ, मेम्ब्रेन से कवर्ड स्ट्रक्चर्स को हम लोग कहते हैं सेल ऑर्गेनील्स, एंड दीज सेल ऑर्गेनील्स दे आर फाउंड ओनली इन यूकैरियोटिक सेल। ठीक है, सो दे आर फाउंड ओनली इन यूकैरियोटिक सेल। सो वेरी गुड, ये हमारा काम हो गया। नाउ कम हियर, प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल में अब मेरा सवाल ये है, अभी मैंने बोला कि प्रोकैरियोट्स डू नॉट हैव मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड ऑर्गेनील्स। आई आस्क हाउ कैन यू मेक अ गैस वैक्यूल विदाउट कवर्ड इट विद अ मेम्ब्रेन? गैस तो उड़ जाएगा, गैस उड़े नहीं, उसके लिए क्या जरूरी है? द स्ट्रक्चर मस्ट बी कवर्ड बाय अ मेम्ब्रेन. सो इट वाज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट इट मस्ट बी कवर्ड बाय अ मेम्ब्रेन. सो ऑब्वियसली दस मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड स्ट्रक्चर गैस वैक्यूल है अगर बैक्टीरिया में, दैट मींस बैक्टीरिया डज हैज मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड स्ट्रक्चर. तो आप बोलोगे मैम अभी अभी आपने कहा कि प्रोकैरियोट डू नॉट हैव एनी मेम्ब्रेन से घिरा हुआ ऑर्गेनील्स एंड दे हैव मेम्ब्रेन से घिरा हुआ ऑर्गेनील. हाउ कैन यू कीप गैस inside the cell without covering it with a membrane? Otherwise तो गैस उड़ जाएगा. Now listen, yes, in bacteria the gas vacuole जो मैंने बनाया है ये membrane से घिरा हुआ रहता है, but there is a difference. Now look at that difference. What is the difference? It is a membrane but it is not a true membrane. It is not a true membrane. ठीक, अब आप बोलोगे मैम what is a true membrane? तो याद रखना, organelles are not structures which are covered by membrane. Organelles are structures which are covered by true membrane. What is a true membrane? A true membrane has a particular structure. हम आपको आगे बताएंगे. It is a Singer and Nicholson model. हम लोग पढ़ाते हैं, हम आपको पढ़ाएंगे जो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन का स्ट्रक्चर है ना. The structure of plasma membrane, इन दोनों में प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन है. The structure of plasma membrane is considered as a true membrane. ठीक. सो होता क्या है, यूकैरियोटिक सेल में सेल के अंदर जितने भी मेम्ब्रेन से बाउंड ऑर्गेनील है, द मेम्ब्रेन इज सेम एज दैट ऑफ प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन, द सेम स्ट्रक्चर. इट इज समथिंग लाइक दिस. से मैंने एक 5 मीटर का कपड़ा खरीदा टू मेक अ कुर्ती फॉर माई सेल्फ. ठीक, अब मैंने क्या किया, उसी कपड़े का घर पे पर्दा बना दिया, उसी कपड़े का मैंने घर पे बेडशीट बना दिया, मैंने उसी कपड़े का चेयर का कवर लगा दिया, सच दैट माई ड्रेस एंड एवरी अदर क्लॉथ ऑफ माई हाउस, be it in the form of curtain or bedsheet or pillow cover, they are made of the same structure, same material, the same cloth जिस cloth से मैंने अपना ड्रेस बनाया. Similarly, यूकैरियोट में जिस कपड़े से यानी कि मेम्ब्रेन से प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन बनता है, वही मेम्ब्रेन एक्चुअली सारे स्ट्रक्चर्स को भी कवर करता है. दिस मेम्ब्रेन, द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन इज कॉल्ड एज अ ट्रू मेम्ब्रेन. Prokaryote में भी plasma membrane is made up of the same. The structure of plasma membrane in prokaryote and eukaryote is same. In fact, in all living organism, be it Monera, be it Protista, be it fungi, be it plants, be it animal, सब में जो बाहर का membrane होता है, वो membrane का structure same होता है. This is एक question आया था medical में. What is the only organelle structure found in whose structure is same in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell? Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell में एक ही structure common है, that is your plasma membrane. In fact, सारे living organism दुनिया में जो हैं, चाहे वो I told you 5 kingdom, be it Monera, be it Protista, be it Plantae, be it fungi, be it Animalia, ठीक है, be it Protista, be it Monera, जितने भी दुनिया में लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म है, उनका आउटर मोस्ट कवरिंग होता है प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन, एंड द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन इज सेम इन एवरीवन. ठीक. So once again I just want to give you the concept of organelle. I have seen in my experience children, they do not understand what is an organelle. Organelle are not membrane bound structures of eukaryote. Organelles are those structures which are bound by a membrane, and not only a membrane, it's a true membrane. And what is a true membrane? The structure of plasma membrane, that structure is called as the true membrane. So let us come once again. What I wanted to tell you is, even prokaryotes, they have membrane bound structures. Like I told you, gas vacuole, it is covered by membrane. Yes, it is covered by membrane, but this membrane is not a true membrane, so we will not call it as organelle. It's not true membrane, so we will not call it as organelle. Not call it as organelle. ठीक है? So this is how it is goes. एक बार लास्ट टाइम समझ लो. मैंने कहा one difference between, let us go back to that page. I told you one difference between a prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. The one difference is the prokaryotic cell, they do not have any membrane bound structures. Cell के अंदर में आपको structures मिल जाएंगे, but these are not bounded by true membrane. Some structures may also be bounded by a membrane like gas vacuole, but this membrane is not a true membrane. So we do not call it as an organelle. Eukaryote के अंदर में we find a number of structures which are bounded by true membrane, that is the structure similar to that of plasma membrane, and these structures which actually take up distinct functions, these are called as organelles. So based on this, whether the cell is a primitive one or an advanced one, whether there is division of labor of work or yes there is not, there is, and whether they have organelles or they do not have organelles and they have organelles, the cells have been basically categorized into two types. One is called the prokaryotic cell and the other is called as the eukaryotic cell. ठीक. अब there are many structures in your cell. These are all very important from medical point of view. तो ये सबको याद कर लेना. There are many structures in your cell, right, which are not bounded by any membrane. You have to learn some structures. One is your ribosomes. Ribosomes are non-membrane bound organelles. They do not have any membrane on them, right? So this is one example, a structure found in the cell which is not bound by any membrane. You must be knowing कि ribosome is found both in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. दोनों में पाया जाता है. और आपको पता है प्रोकैरियोट में तो कोई मेम्ब्रेन से बाउंड स्ट्रक्चर होता ही नहीं है. इसके अलावा ये कहाँ पाया जाता है? सुन लो, ये मेडिकल के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, हम आपको पढ़ाएंगे. Where is ribosome present? ठीक है, where are they located? चलिए उसको हम लोग देखते हैं. 1. Ribosomes are found in prokaryotic cell, but in prokaryotic cell the ribosome is 70S type. आप बोलोगे मैम ये 70S क्या है? जब हम राइबोसोम पढ़ाएंगे तो आपको बताएंगे. They are also found in eukaryotic cell, be it a plant cell or an animal cell. In eukaryotic cell or a fungi. In eukaryotic cell, this is a prokaryote. In a eukaryotic cell, they are 80S type. अब ये क्या होता है? जब पढ़ाएंगे तो बताएंगे. इसके अलावा eukaryotic cell में दो ऐसे ऑर्गेनील है. One is mitochondria, which has ribosome. ठीक है, this will have ribosome. Just see that. The mitochondria also contains ribosome. If I make this ribosome green in color. And there is another organelle present in plant cell, not in animal. That is chloroplast. right? The chloroplast also has ribosomes. That will also has ribosomes. So where are ribosomes present? ये सब याद कर लो, मेडिकल के लिए very very important. First, they are present in prokaryotic cell. They are 70S type. Second, they are found in eukaryotic cell. This is 80S type. And in eukaryotic cell, they are found in two organelles. One is your chloroplast, CHLORO, chloroplast, and the other is your mitochondria. ठीक है, एक बात बताते हैं, एक साल मेडिकल में क्या क्वेश्चन आया बताते हैं, उससे पहले देखिए, राइबोसोम्स आर आल्सो फाउंड, नॉट फाउंड ओनली इन द साइटोप्लाज्म. ऐसा नहीं कि केवल सेल के साइटोप्लाज्म में पाए जाते हैं. इन प्रोकैरियोटिक एंड यूकैरियोटिक सेल दे आर आल्सो फाउंड विद इन टू ऑर्गेनेल्स, दैट इज क्लोरोप्लास्ट इन प्लांट्स एंड माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया. ठीक है, दे आर फाउंड. दीज आर टू ऑर्गेनेल्स जिसके अंदर पाए जाते हैं. दो ऐसे ऑर्गेनेल है जिसके ऊपर भी पाए जाते हैं. ठीक, यहाँ पे मैंने लिखा है ऑन रफ एंडोप्लाज्मिक, जस्ट लेट मी शो इट टू यू. So this is a eukaryotic cell, this is the nucleus. You know that there is a structure called as endoplasmic reticulum. ठीक है, जिसमें this endoplasmic reticulum के ऊपर में you know ribosomes पाए जाते हैं. So where are the places? अब सुनिए क्वेश्चन एक साथ कहाँ हो गया आपको बता दिया. They are found in the cytoplasm of prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell. Prokaryote में 70S type, eukaryote में 80S type. Besides that, they are found on the endoplasmic reticulum and within chloroplast in plant cell and within mitochondria in both plant cell and animal cell. जब ये हो गया तो सुनिए कितना अच्छा क्वेश्चन मेडिकल में आया था. Look at the question. Then you will realize कि oh this was so good. Question was they name an organelle within an organelle. Name an organelle within an organelle. This was a lovely question. How I will tell you. ठीक है? You know that राइबोसोम इज एन ऑर्गेनेल. ठीक है, मेम्ब्रेन से बाउंड नहीं है पर हम इसको ऑर्गेनेल ही बोलते हैं. एंड ये मेरा सेल है यूकैरियोटिक सेल. यूकैरियोटिक सेल में एक ऑर्गेनेल है माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया. ठीक, एंड ये माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया के अंदर पाया जा रहा है. हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? एन ऑर्गेनेल विद इन एन ऑर्गेनेल. सो दैट वाज द क्वेश्चन दैट वाज आस्क्ड. सो मेडिकल में क्वेश्चन एनसीईआरटी से आते हैं बट यू मस्ट हैव एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग. ठीक, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया के अंदर मतलब राइबोसोम itself is an organelle and it is found beside cytoplasm, it is found within an organelle. So this is the only organelle which is found within an organelle as well. So I hope you understood this. All this very 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 important chapter from medical point of view. मतलब हर लाइन से क्वेश्चन और खूब क्वेश्चंस आता है. ठीक है, so this is about नॉन मेम्ब्रेन. तो एक तो मैंने नॉन मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड ऑर्गेनेल में एग्जांपल क्या दिया, राइबोसोम. आई गिव यू अनदर वन. Another non-membrane bound organelle is centrosome, which is found only in animal cells. आपको पता होगा animal cell में there is a pair of centrioles. This pair of centrioles, this is one centriole and this is another centriole. This pair of centriole को मिलाकर हम कहते हैं centrosome. We call it as centrosome. अब आप बोलोगे मैम आपने तो यहाँ membrane बना दिया. No, it does not have membrane. So just let me actually rub it. Yes, ये तो मैंने घेर दिया आपका, but there is no membrane around it. Rather, ये साइटोप्लाज्म में अगर ये मेरा टोटल सेल है, ठीक है, I should have also rubbed it from here. So this area is little the site. If this is my cell, this is my nucleus, and this is my cytoplasm. What happens is the cytoplasm around this is very dense. ठीक है, it has a dense mass of cytoplasm. बाकी तो हम आपको डिटेल में पढ़ाएंगे centrosome. Then you will learn the structure. ठीक है, this complete structure is called as centrosome. So you can see that centrosome is a non-membrane bound structure which is found in animal cell. तो non-membrane bound में कितना पढ़ लिया? दो. एक क्या पढ़ा? राइबोसोम. दूसरा क्या पढ़ा? सेंट्रियोल. राइबोसोम कहाँ पता है? पाया जाता है सब जगह. प्लांट सेल, एनिमल सेल, प्रोकैरियोट, यूकैरियोट, इवन विद इन सम ऑर्गेनेल्स ऑफ यूकैरियोटिक सेल्स. जबकि सेंट्रियोल या सेंट्रोसोम कहाँ पाया जाता है? नॉन मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड ऑर्गेनेल. इट इज नॉट बाउंड बाय एनी मेम्ब्रेन. दिस इज फाउंड ओनली इन एनिमल सेल. Now we will see the shape of the cell. The shape of the cell is varied. For example, you know that in RBC the shape is round and biconcave. WBC you know that it's amoeboid. Some cells will be long. These are called as columnar cells. Some cells may be branched like the nerve cells. Now some cells may be oval in shape. Some may be elongated. That means the shape of the cell can also vary. Right? So we have had a discussion on what is cell. Cell, how is it discovered? Cell theory, the shape of the cell, the size of the cell, two types of cell, that is the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cell. Having done that, we will start eukaryotic cell in detail, right? So we will do, having done that, we will do prokaryotic cell in detail. So let us start it. A typical prokaryotic cell has following structures: 1. Cell envelope, 2. Cytoplasm, 3. Mesosome, 4. Chromatophore, ribosome, nucleoid, inclusion body, gas vacuole, flagella, pili. These are the major structures of a prokaryotic cell. We are going to see each structure at a time. So without wasting time, we will go to first the cell envelope. What is cell envelope? The outer covering of the prokaryotic cell is called as the cell envelope. ये देखिए, ये जो outer covering है prokaryotic cell का, we call it as cell envelope. ये जो cell envelope है, ये basically 3 पार्ट का बना है: glycocalyx, cell wall and plasma membrane. You can see this. यहाँ पर भी 3 कलर है. This is your glycocalyx. The next, that is green, that is your cell wall, and the inner one, which is blue, that is called as your plasma membrane. These 3 outer covering, they together constitute the cell envelope. So now let us look at cell envelope. Our first layer, that is the glycocalyx. The outermost layer, that is the glycocalyx. This one, the outermost, यहाँ पर जो आप देख रहे हैं, this is the outermost. ठीक है? It is what is it made up of? Glycocalyx. देखिए नाम से ही पता लगता है. Glyco means what? Carbohydrate. ठीक है? Glucose, glycogen से, this is carbohydrate. And what is calyx? Calyx is the outer covering. ठीक है? This is the outer covering. You know that even in a flower, the outer covering which protects it, this is called as calyx. ठीक है? तो calyx we have taken from the outer covering. So the outer covering of the prokaryotic cell, which is basically made up of carbohydrates, this is called as your glycocalyx. ठीक है? नाम से ही पता लग गया इसका काम क्या है. Of course ये outer most layer है, इसका काम क्या होगा? It protects the cell. outermost है तो protect करेगा. First it will protect and second it helps in cell adhesion. Cell adhesion means आपको पता है बैक्टीरिया कॉलोनी में पाया जाता है, तो ये जो सेल टू सेल ये एडिशन है, ये जो आपस में लोग चिपकते हैं, दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ग्लाइकोकैलिक्स. ठीक है? द ग्लाइकोकैलिक्स इट डिफर्स इन थिकनेस. ग्लाइकोकैलिक्स का थिकनेस एंड केमिकल कॉम्पोजिशन वेरी करता है इन बैक्टीरिया. ठीक? अकॉर्डिंगली इट इज ऑफ 2 टाइप्स. In some it is called as capsule and in some it is called as slime layer. The thickness of this outermost layer, that is glycocalyx, it varies. If it is a loose sheath, it is called as slime layer. If it is a thick sheet, it is called as capsule. So this is the bacteria. The outermost layer is called as glycocalyx. If it is loose, it will be called as slime layer. If it is thick, it will be called as capsule. We'll see photograph of each one of them. So let us see. So this is my slime layer. You can see it is quite slimy and thin. If it is thick, we call it as capsule. So the outermost layer of prokaryotic cell, that is called as glycocalyx. Next is your cell wall. All prokaryotes except mycoplasma, ठीक है, they have an outer cell wall which is made up of peptidoglycan. It is made up of peptidoglycan. नाम तोड़ो. Peptido means protein. Glycan means carbohydrate. That means the cell wall is made up of both protein and carbohydrate. This peptidoglycan is also called as murein. So all prokaryotes below this, capsule or the glycocalyx is another layer, and this is called as your cell wall. The cell wall in Archaebacteria, मैंने chapter 2 में पढ़ाया था Archaebacteria. Why is it that Archaebacteria can live in such harsh condition? Because इसका cell wall थोड़ा अलग होता है. It is made up of pseudoglycan और pseudomurein, जो peptidoglycan जैसा ही होता है, लेकिन थोड़ा स्ट्रक्चर अलग होने की वजह से they can tolerate very unfavorable conditions, right? So the second layer of a prokaryotic cell is cell wall. It is made up of peptidoglycan. Exception में है Archaebacteria, where it is made up of a structure which is similar to peptidoglycan but not exact, so we call it as pseudomurein or pseudopeptidoglycan. Third, mycoplasma. आपको पता है mycoplasma is the smallest bacteria and they do not have cell wall. Where the most important question in NEET exam from this chapter, ये इतना बार repeat हुआ है, name a prokaryotic cell which does not have cell wall. राइट. प्रोकैरियोट्स में ओनली माइकोप्लाज्मा डज नॉट हैव सेल वॉल. ये हो गया आपका नेक्स्ट लेयर. नेक्स्ट लेयर के बाद जो इनर मोस्ट लेयर है, सो आई एम जस्ट शोइंग व्हाट इज अ पेप्टिडोग्लाइकन. यहाँ देख लो. Peptidoglycan, you can see this is the glycan, that means glucose, this is a protein layer, glycine, 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 glycine. This is the protein layer, and these protein layers, I told you the peptidoglycan, peptido means they are made up of amino acid and glycan means sugar. So these protein chains, they are actually joined by some sugar molecules. Now this peptidoglycan is unique to bacteria. The sugar that is found in bacteria, it is of two type. One is NAG and one is NAM. ये आपको NCERT के बाहर है पर आपको जानना है. NAG का फुल फॉर्म है N-acetyl glucosamine. N-acetyl glucosamine. इसका है N-acetyl muramic acid. These are the two sugars. You can see this is a protein chain. This is a protein chain, and this protein chain is connected to each other with the help of sugar molecules, and the sugar molecule is NAM and NAG. ठीक है. अमीनो एसिड्स लिंक नाग एंड नाम. उल्टा कह रहा है कि ये जो आपके कार्बोहाइड्रेट है दे आर लिंक्ड बाय अमीनो एसिड, और वाइस वर्सा भी आप कह सकते हैं. ठीक है. सो दिस इज हाउ द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द सेल वॉल ऑफ प्रोकैरियोट और बैक्टीरिया लुक्स लाइक. नाउ लेट अस कम, वो उसी का है, दैट इज जस्ट शोइंग दैट सी हाउ कार्बोहाइड्रेट एंड प्रोटीन्स दे आर इंटरनेटेड विद ईच अदर. नॉट सो इंपॉर्टेंट. Now there are two types of bacteria, हम आपको बताएंगे. One is gram positive bacteria and one is gram negative bacteria. हम आपको बताएंगे आगे. ठीक है. This gram positive and gram, अच्छा, I have taught you in chapter 2. Gram positive and gram negative bacteria. The cell wall of gram positive and gram negative bacteria, it differs. Now look at this. The peptidoglycan layer is very thick in gram positive bacteria, and it is very thin in case of gram negative bacteria. Rather, now they have some special structures called as lipoteichoic acid and teichoic acid. These are actually missing over here. So major difference between your gram positive and gram negative bacteria is that in gram positive bacteria what happens is the peptidoglycan layer is quite thick. In gram negative, this peptidoglycan layer, this is quite thin. Anyways, this is not important, this is not a part of your syllabus. So we have done with that the outermost layer of the prokaryotic cell, that is called as your a cell envelope. The cell envelope is made up of three parts. The outer is called as glycocalyx, the next is called as your cell wall, and the third one is called as your plasma membrane. So just look at this plasma membrane. It is the innermost layer of this cell envelope, and this is an absolute requirement in all living organism. दुनिया के सारे living organism का सेल बाहर से प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन से तो कवर्ड होगा ही, and the structure of plasma membrane is same in all living organism. ठीक. The plasma membrane in prokaryote has the same structure as that of eukaryote. The plasma membrane is selectively permeable. Now what is this structure? हम eukaryote में एक ही बार बताएंगे. प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन प्रोकैरियोट एंड यूकैरियोट का स्ट्रक्चर सेम है, तो हम यूकैरियोट में इसका स्ट्रक्चर पढ़ाएंगे, एंड इट इज सेलेक्टिवली परमिएबल. इसका भी मतलब क्या होता है, जब हम यूकैरियोट पढ़ाएंगे तब हम आपको बताएंगे. ठीक है. सो विद दैट द प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन ऑफ प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल I have told you. So with that the outermost covering, that is your cell envelope, is complete. Right. So what is the cell envelope? Let us do it once again. The prokaryotic cell is actually covered on the outside by a envelope. This is called as cell envelope. It is made up of three layers. The outermost is called as glycocalyx. It helps in protection and cell adhesion. Next is called as the cell wall. The cell wall again gives shape and rigidity to the body, and the next layer is called as your plasma membrane. This plasma membrane का structure is same in prokaryote and eukaryote. It is an absolute necessity in all living organisms. ठीक. Now next come to another structure, next structure, that is called as your cytoplasm. So within this outermost layer, that is cell envelope, इस cell envelope के अंदर में जो liquid part है, that is called as the cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm does not have any membrane bound cell organelles as found in eukaryotes. ठीक है. अब हम लोग cytoplasm में इससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं पढ़ना, but हम लोग plasma membrane के extensions पढ़ेंगे. These are very very important. Extension क्या है? You know that in prokaryotic cell, the layer immediate close to the cytoplasm is called as plasma membrane. ये plasma membrane जगह जगह पर invaginate हो जाता है. It invaginates like this. ठीक है. This is the plasma membrane. It invaginates to form a special structure called as mesosome. Again, very important from school exam point and from medical. What are these mesosomes? Just see this. This is my, glycocalyx. This is my cell wall, and this immediate सबसे अंदर वाला layer, this is my plasma membrane, and this plasma membrane is invaginated at many points, and this invaginated structure, this is called as mesosome. What is mesosome? Mesosome is somewhat equivalent to mitochondria of eukaryotic cell. भाई अगर सेल है, चाहे प्रोकैरियोटिक क्यों नहीं हो, जिंदा रहने के लिए इट मस्ट डू रेस्पिरेशन. अगर ये रेस्पिरेशन करेगा तो इसके रेस्पिरेटरी एंजाइम कहाँ पाए जाएंगे? वेयर विल द रेस्पिरेटरी एंजाइम बी फाउंड? सो ये प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन का जो इनग्रोथ है, जिसको हम मेसोसोम भी कहते हैं, इट इज समवॉट इक्विवेलेंट टू mitochondria. This is mesosome, and it is somewhat equivalent to mitochondria which is found in eukaryotic cells. चलिए ठीक है. Now let us see the envelope, the plasma membrane. It forms extensions into the cell. These extension may be in the form of vesicle. That means the extension can be like this in the form of vesicle, or these extension may be like this in the form of tubules, or these extensions may be like this in the form of lamellae. The plasma membrane in prokaryote forms invagination either in the form of vesicle, tubules or lamellae. These invaginated structures, these are called as mesosomes, and mesosome का function is very important. ये अकेले 3 मार्क का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. What is the function? पहला मैंने आपको बताया it is equivalent to mitochondria, so it contains respiratory enzyme. ये मैंने पहला फंक्शन आपको बताया. Second function है, they some of them they believe that it has secretory activity. Why? अगर आप देखोगे this mesosome, ये आपका सेल है, the mesosome is actually facing to the outside. ये बाहर की तरफ फेस कर रहा है. That means it can secrete substances outside the cell. So some believe that it also has a secretory activity. It can make secretions to the outside. ठीक. Third, it increases the surface area. Yes, any structure को अगर आप invaginate करते हैं like this, तो obviously the surface area gets increased. So it increases the surface area of the plasma membrane. This is the third function. The function is very important. ठीक है. आपके स्कूल में तो 110% आएगा the function of mesosome. Next function is it helps in cell wall formation and DNA replication and distribution to daughter cell. See, this is a bacteria. जब बैक्टीरिया फिजन से डिवाइड करेगा, सी ये फिजन से डिवाइड कर रहा है, ठीक है, इट विल डिवाइड इनटू 2 सेल्स. सो ऑब्वियसली ये जो जेनेटिक मटेरियल है इसको भी तो डुप्लीकेट करना होगा ना, सो दैट वन कैन गो टू वन सेल एंड अनदर कैन गो टू अनदर सेल. सो दिस डुप्लीकेशन में बी दिस मेसोसोम इट हेल्प्स. ये मेसोसोम पे ही ये लोग एक्चुअली अटैच होते हैं. This yellow structure over here is actually the mesosome. They actually attach to the mesosome and then they duplicate so that one can go to H1. That means, and duplication के बाद जो ये cell wall बनता है, that means they help in formation of cell wall and they also help in DNA replication and distribution to daughter cells. So these are the 4 functions of mesosome, very important. एक बार फिर से देख लो. In prokaryote the plasma membrane is invaginated either in the form of vesicles or in the form of tubules or in the form of these plate-like structures called as lamellae. These structures are called as mesosomes. The mesosome have basically 4 functions. One, it helps contains respiratory enzymes that is required. That means it acts like a mitochondria. Second, it also helps in secretion. Third, it increases the surface area, and fourth, they help in formation of cell wall and the duplication of the genetic material at the time of fission. Fission के वक्त जो DNA का आपका circular DNA इसके duplication and distribution में मदद करता है. So once we have done with mesosome, we will it connects the nucleus. उसी का है, it provides how it duplicates, उसको describe किया है. First they will attach, then they will duplicate and then they will be distributed. इसको जब पढ़ लिया तो एक और प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के एक्सटेंशन को पढ़ेंगे called as chromatophore. You can see that here once again the plasma membrane is invaginated and this time it forms another structure called as chromatophore, and chromatophore is equivalent to chloroplast of eukaryotic cell. मतलब you know that there are many bacteria which can do photosynthesis. So if they can do photosynthesis like cyanobacteria, ठीक है, आपको पता है बहुत सारे बैक्टीरिया like cyanobacteria they can do photosynthesis. If they do photosynthesis they will have pigments like chlorophyll A and etc. Where will they keep these pigments? So there are special invaginated bag-like structures जिसको हम chromatophore बोलते हैं. ये chromatophore ये आपका help करता है in having these photosynthetic pigments. So the chromatophores are internal membrane जो photosynthesis में मदद करता है. They contain photosynthetic bacteria, especially in bacteria like cyanobacteria and purple bacteria, which contain a number of pigments. ठीक? So for that there is another structure called as chromatophores. अब जब वो पढ़ लिया हमने, तो देखो हमने क्या क्या पढ़ा. हमने अभी अच्छा हम लास्ट में बताएंगे. नेक्स्ट वी विल कम टू न्यूक्लियोइड. व्हाट इज न्यूक्लियोइड? यू नो दैट इन प्रोकैरियोट्स देयर इज अ सिंगल सर्कुलर डबल स्ट्रैंडेड डीएनए and this DNA is not found within any membrane like structure called as nucleus. अगर ये प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल है, प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल में न्यूक्लियस नहीं होता. there is no such nucleus. The DNA or the genetic material just lies in the cytoplasm. It is double, circular, double stranded, and cytoplasm, this area of the cytoplasm where they are present, right? This area of the cytoplasm where they are present, this is called as nucleoid. ठीक है? IOD. This is called as nucleoid. The prokaryote, they do not have a membrane-bound, well-defined nucleus, and this area is called as nucleoid. It has a single circular DNA. See, it has a single, एक ही है, circular and double-stranded DSC. देखिए दो strand का बना हुआ है DNA. In some cases, RNA and small amount of protein may also be present. Other than DNA, this double-stranded DNA, ठीक, कुछ cases में यहाँ RNA and some proteins, यानी कि this genetic material is made up of DNA, RNA and protein. ठीक, फिर से कह दें, this genetic material, ठीक है, this area is called as nucleoid, and the genetic material, it is made up of this double-stranded circular DNA, plus in some cases it may contain RNA and it may also contain some proteins. ठीक है, this genetic material की बात कर रहे हैं. This I am talking about genetic material, not nucleoid. The area of the cell or the cytoplasm where this genetic material is present, that area is called as nucleoid. So I hope now everything is very clear to you. Now this I am going to teach you something more interesting. That is called as plasmid. What is plasmid? बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. अभी क्लास 12 में भी बायोटेक्नोलॉजी पढ़ा रहे हैं, वो इसी पे पूरा बेस्ड है. Some bacteria, not all. In some bacteria, other than this main DNA, which is circular double-stranded, right? Circular double-stranded DNA, जो main DNA है, इसके अलावा some bacteria में एक छोटा, एक और double-stranded circular DNA पाया जाता है. This extra क्रोमोसोमल यानी कि मेन क्रोमोसोम के अलावा जो सर्कुलर डबल स्ट्रैंडेड डीएनए पाया जाता है, किसमें? इन सम बैक्टीरिया के साइटोप्लाज्म में. दीज आर कॉल्ड एज प्लाज्मिड्स. दीज आर स्मॉल रिंग ऑफ डीएनए. ठीक, अगर ये मेन डीएनए है उसके अलावा दी स्मॉल रिंग ऑफ एक्स्ट्रा न्यूक्लियर डीएनए विच इज स्मॉलर इन साइज, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज प्लाज्मिड. अब आप बोलोगे मैम कुछ में प्रेजेंट है कुछ में प्रेजेंट नहीं है. व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ दिस प्लाज्मिड? अगेन वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट, बोथ फॉर मेडिकल एंड स्कूल में भी आपकी मैम पक्का पूछेगी, राइट? दिस DNA which is outside the genomic DNA is called plasmid. They are normally smaller. ठीक, the plasmid का function क्या है? These plasmid, they do not contain any gene which is essential for the survival of the bacteria. क्या बोल रही हो उसको सुनो. These plasmids, ये मेरा बैक्टीरिया है, ये इसका मेन डीएनए है. Say this is the main circular double stranded DNA like this. ठीक है, इसके अलावा इसमें पाया जाता है छोटा सर्कुलर डीएनए कॉल्ड एज प्लाज्मिड. सब में तो पाया नहीं जाता. सो व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ दिस प्लाज्मिड? दे डू नॉट कंटेन एनी जीन विच इज एसेंशियल फॉर द सर्वाइवल. कोई भी सर्वाइवल के लिए एसेंशियल जीन इसमें प्रेजेंट नहीं है. ठीक है, दे हैव दीज जीन्स, दे जस्ट कन्फर सम सर्वाइवल एडवांटेजेस. ठीक है, सम यूनिक कैरेक्टर्स. अब इसका मतलब क्या है एडवांटेजेस? सुनिए, आई टेल यू समथिंग. से आप खाना खाते हैं, खाने में क्या है? यू हैव रोटी विच गिव्स यू कार्बोहाइड्रेट, You have dal, which gives you protein. You have vegetables, which gives minerals and vitamins. Then you have put little ghee on your roti and dal, so you have fat. So that's a balanced food. You have everything. Your food has everything. It has carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamins and minerals. ठीक. Now if you have one glass of juice, is it essential? No. क्योंकि आपके पास जितनी essential चीज चाहिए to remain healthy, you have had it. तो क्या फिर जूस नहीं पिए? It's a waste? No. अगर हम जूस लेते हैं तो that has some advantages. उससे हमको कुछ एक्स्ट्रा मिलता ही है. So that gives me some advantage, but not necessary. अगर मैं रोज जूस नहीं पीती, so I will not have deficiency symptom. क्या I will not have that. Got it? Similarly, these they contain genes. Of course, अगर DNA तो gene का बना होगा, but none of the genes they give us survival advantage. They just give some extra advantage. For example, they are one of the genes is say NIF genes in them. One of the genes present in the plasmid is say NIF genes. This NIF genes it helps to fix atmospheric nitrogen. Atmospheric nitrogen fix करने में मदद करता है. अगर ये हवा का नाइट्रोजन फिक्स कर पाएगा तो कितना अच्छा ना. Then they can also क्योंकि हवा का नाइट्रोजन तो there is no organism on this earth except some bacteria who can fix atmospheric nitrogen. So even without that nitrogen they could have done, right? But if they have it, that has an extra advantage. So now let us see what is there in your NCERT and how you are going to write about this plasmid. So I told you, मैं आपको तीन तरह के प्लाज्मिड के जो तीन इंपॉर्टेंट जीन्स पाए जाते हैं प्लाज्मिड में आपको तीनों पढ़ाऊंगी. See this. Many bacteria you can see they have a small circular DNA outside the genomic DNA. They call it as plasmid. They confer certain unique phenotypic character to the bacteria. Very 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 important for you. School के लिए भी. What is the function of this plasmid? आपके NCERT में इतना ही दिया. I am giving you some example. This is outside your NCERT but important. For example, some plasmids they have a gene called as F gene. ठीक है. Some of the plasmid, in some cases the plasmid has a gene called as F gene, and this F gene is also called as fertility gene. तो करता क्या है? This gene it helps to form a tube-like structure called as pili. See this. It forms a structure called as pili. ठीक है. This gene is your F gene. It forms a structure called as pili. Pili is this tube-like structure. ठीक. अब ये tube-like structure बनने से होता क्या है? There can be some genetic exchange between the two bacteria. हमको बता दूं, मैंने चैप्टर 2 में पढ़ाया था कि बैक्टीरिया में सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन नहीं होता. थोड़ा बहुत डीएनए हम लोग एक्सचेंज कर लेते हैं. तो एक्सचेंज करने के लिए कनेक्शन पाइप चाहिए ना. This pipe is called as pili, and this pili is made by a gene present on the plasmid called as F gene. Why do we call it as fertility gene? Because मैं आपको बता दूं, बैक्टीरिया में there is nothing called sex. There is no male bacteria and female bacteria. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, right? Only that bacteria which has plasmid, we call it as plus positive strain, and that which does not have this, F gene containing plasmid, जिसमें ये F gene वाला plasmid नहीं है, we call it as a negative strain. The positive strain, because of this gene, it will form a structure called as pili, and through this pili, some amount of DNA can be exchanged. You can see here, थोड़ा सा DNA काट के उसको दे दिया, can exchange. Thus, it helps in little bit exchange of genetic material. That means it helps in a little bit like variation, reproduction related. So we call it as fertility gene. So many of them, in some plasmids, there is a gene called as F gene, also called as fertility gene. They help in transfer of genetic material. Thus, they help in exchange of little genetic material. Some of them they have R, gene. Now what is this R gene? इसका क्या है? अगर इसमें एक gene है called as R gene. This R gene gives antibiotic resistance. Because of this gene they get. मतलब अगर ये बैक्टीरिया के पास से ampicillin नाम के antibiotic, ampicillin you must be knowing it is the name of an antibiotic का resistant gene है. तो अगर ये बैक्टीरिया आपकी बॉडी में आ गया, and if you eat the medicine, if you take the medicine ampicillin, वो मरेगा नहीं. Why? Because उसके प्लाज्मिड में एक ऐसा जीन है जो उसको उस एंटीबायोटिक से रेजिस्टेंस दे रहा है. So this antibiotic resistant gene is also found in the plasmid of bacteria. Third, N plasmid, I told you the N plasmid that actually helps in trapping atmospheric nitrogen. So what I told you is in bacteria, some bacteria other than the main genomic DNA, there is another circular double-stranded DNA. This is called as plasmid. The plasmid does not have any gene that is essential for living, but these genes they confer certain unique phenotypic character to the bacteria. ठीक, आपके एनसीईआरटी में इतना ही लिखा है, तो आपको जब पूछा जाएगा आप इतना ही बोलेंगे, द प्लाज्मिड गिव्स यूनिक फिनोटिपिक कैरेक्टर टू द बैक्टीरिया. एग्जाम्पल क्या है? One of the gene present in the plasmid is F, which helps in forming pili. That means it helps in conjugation. The other is R. It gives resistance to antibiotic. Another type of gene that may be present is the N gene, which may allow it to fix atmospheric nitrogen. So इसके साथ हमने cell envelope पढ़ लिया, हमने न्यूक्लियोइड पढ़ लिया, हमने प्लाज्मिड पढ़ लिया. So now let us come to the next structure that is called as the ribosome. Now what about this ribosome? If you look at this इनके cytoplasm में, I told you ribosome is a non-membrane bound structure found both in prokaryote and eukaryote. So obviously they also have ribosomes. Now this ribosome is of 70S type. Now what do you mean by 70S type? Look at this. Typically एक ribosome दो subunit का बना होता है, a smaller subunit and a larger subunit. In prokaryote the smaller subunit is 30S and the larger is 50S. आप बोलोगे मैम यहाँ S क्या है? The S is also called as Swedberg number or sedimentation coefficient. तो S का दो फुल फॉर्म है, sedimentation coefficient और Swedberg number. होता क्या है? आप एक टेस्ट ट्यूब लो, टेस्ट ट्यूब में राइबोसोम को डालो, जब राइबोसोम को और उसको घुमाओ जोर से, सेंट्रीफ्यूज करो. सेंट्रीफ्यूगेशन के बाद राइबोसोम सेडिमेंट करेगा. थोड़ी देर बाद कोई भी चीज को आप डालकर अगर ऐसे घुमा दोगे, थोड़ी देर बाद वो चीज सेटल करेगा. किस रेट में सेटल करता है? दैट्स कॉल्ड एज सेडिमेंटेशन कोएफिशिएंट. एट व्हाट रेट इट विल सेडिमेंट, एंड सिंस दिस रेट वाज गिवन बाय स्वेडबर्ग नाम का साइंटिस्ट, वी आल्सो कॉल्ड इट स्वेडबर्ग नंबर. स्टडीज ये बोलता है कि प्रोकैरियोट का जब राइबोसोम को हम सेंट्रीफ्यूज करते हैं, वी पुट इट इन अ टेस्ट ट्यूब एंड सेंट्रीफ्यूज, इट सेडिमेंट्स एट द रेट ऑफ 70. सो वी कॉल इट एज 70S. बट अगर इसके दोनों सब यूनिट को आप अलग कर दें, if you separate the two subunit, this is the larger and smaller, and if you centrifuge it once again in the test tube में आप इस बार you just put the larger subunit and then you rotate, then the sedimentation rate comes to 50S, right? And अगर आप छोटे वाले subunit को इसके अंदर डालोगे, now I'll take another test tube and this time I'll put the smaller one here. ठीक है? Then if I put the smaller one here, the sedimentation rate is 30S. That means जब हम separately इसके दोनों सब यूनिट को सेडिमेंट करते हैं, तो इसका सेडिमेंटेशन रेट आता है 50, इसका आता है 30, but when we put it together it comes to 70. That means they are non-additive. हिसाब से तो 50 and 30 कितना होना चाहिए था? 80, but it comes to 70. That means I just want to tell you, ribosome is basically made up of two subunit. In prokaryote, the smaller subunit is 30S and the larger is called as 50S. 30S का मतलब क्या है? जब आप उसको सेंट्रीफ्यूज करते हैं तो it sediments at the rate of 30, that it sediments at the rate of 50, but when you put it together the sedimentation rates come to 70S. In general मैं आपको बता दूं राइबोसोम का फंक्शन क्या होता है. Be it prokaryote, be it eukaryote, they are basically they help in protein synthesis. ठीक है? So they help in ribosome, they take part in protein synthesis. So this is about the function of ribosome. Now studies show करता है normally a number of ribosomes they are attached to mRNA. Now what is mRNA? It's a type of RNA. आप 12 में पढ़ेंगे. A number of ribosomes are normally attached together on a mRNA. ये blue color से मेरा mRNA है. इसमें बहुत सारे राइबोसोम्स एक साथ अटैच्ड होते हैं टू मेक प्रोटीन. व्हाई? ये प्रोटीन बना रहा है, तब तक पीछे से ये भी बना रहा है, ये भी बना रहा है, ताकि प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस लार्ज अमाउंट में हो सके. अगर हम एक राइबोसोम को डाल देंगे वो प्रोटीन बनाएगा, फिर दूसरे को डालेंगे वो बनाएगा, इट विल बी स्लो. तो हमने क्या किया है, एक डाला वो भी बना ही रहा है, दूसरा भी डाल दिया, तीसरा भी, सो दैट अभी इसने अभी लंबा प्रोटीन बनाया है, दिस हैज मेड प्रोटीन दिस मच, तब तक इसने इतना बना दिया, इतना इतना. So these number of ribosomes attached on one mRNA, this is called as polysomes or polyribosome. Normally one mRNA के ऊपर 4 to 8 ribosomes पाए जाते हैं. This structure, ठीक है, this is called as polysomes or polyribosomes. Is that clear? So now listen to me once again. Ribosome पढ़ा दिए. Prokaryote के cell के cytoplasm में, you can see here in prokaryote the cell cytoplasm has a non-membrane bound structure called as ribosome. This ribosome is made up of two subunits, 30S and 50S. The 30S and 50S, when they come together, the sedimentation coefficient becomes 70S. I told you once. ठीक है? 30, 50 and 70. These ribosomes, they are actually site of protein synthesis. Normally one mRNA में 4 to 8 ribosomes attached होते हैं. This structure is called as polysomes or polyribosomes. हो गया? So now let us come to the next one, structure that is found in prokaryotic cell, that is called as inclusion body. So what is inclusion body? Now look at this prokaryotic cell. The prokaryotic cell has nucleoid, then it may have plasmid, it may have ribosomes. Other than ribosome, ऐसे कुछ नॉन मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड स्ट्रक्चर्स पाए जाते हैं. These we call as inclusion bodies. They do not have membrane. These are basically storage molecules. जैसे this is storing, starch. The starch molecules, just some stored starch molecules may be found. क्या क्या है? These are not bound by any membrane. They are found like phosphate granules. That means these are phosphate granules, or maybe they are cyanophycin granules or glycogen granules. So these storage granules which are found, which may be phosphate granule or cyanophycin granule or glycogen granules, these granules are called as inclusion bodies. Okay? Now let us come to the next structure, gas vacuole. I told you prokaryotes, they have a vacuole which is filled up with gas. So we call it as gas vacuole. ये नॉर्मली किसमें पाया जाता है? साइनोबैक्टीरिया में एंड ग्रीन फोटोसिंथेटिक बैक्टीरिया में पाया जाता है. दैट मींस नॉर्मली वैसे बैक्टीरिया जो फोटोसिंथेसिस करते हैं, लाइक साइनोबैक्टीरिया. चैप्टर 2 में आप बैक्टीरिया पूरा पढ़ चुके हैं. सो फोटोसिंथेसिस करने वाले बैक्टीरिया में पाया जाता है. व्हाई आई टेल यू, इट हेल्प्स इट ओरिएंट टुवर्ड्स लाइट. हाउ आई टेल यू, से ये बैक्टीरिया का सेल है एंड यहाँ पर सनलाइट ज्यादा है, सो इट रिक्वायर्स टू बेंड टुवर्ड्स सनलाइट. व्हेन सन केम हियर, इट वांट्स टू बेंड हियर. When sun has come here, it wants to bend here. It actually wants to orient towards sunlight ताकि photosynthesis कर सके. ठीक है? तो अब इसके सेल में गैस वैक्यूल है. अब आपको पता है किसी भी चीज में गैस भरने से वो लाइट हो जाता है. ठीक है? So what I will do is, see if this is the sunlight, right? What will happen? अब मुझे ऐसे बेंड करना है. ठीक है? तो गैस वैक्यूल will come here. अगर यहाँ गैस वैक्यूल आ गया तो ऑब्वियसली क्या होगा? ये लाइट हो जाएगा. लाइट हो जाएगा तो ये क्या होगा? ये ऊपर फ्लोट करेगा. हेवी विल गो लाइक दिस, सो ये ऐसे आ जाएगा. इफ इट नीड्स टू मूव लाइक दिस, है ना, देन द गैस वैक्यूल विल कम हियर. यहाँ गैस आ गया, दिस इज लाइटर, इट विल मूव लाइक दिस. सो द गैस वैक्यूल कीप्स ऑन मूविंग विद इन द सेल एंड अकॉर्डिंगली व्हाट हैपेंस, द बैक्टीरिया कैन मूव टुवर्ड्स और अवे फ्रॉम द सनलाइट. यही यहाँ पर लिखा है. दीज आर found in green photosynthetic bacteria and few other aquatic forms. These are basically aggregates of a number of hollow cylindrical, बहुत सारे hollow cylindrical ये structures जो गैस से भरे होते हैं, इनको मिलाकर हम कहते हैं gas vesicle. The gas vesicle is not permeable to water. इसके अंदर पानी नहीं घुस सकता. Only gases. They keep the bacteria floating near the surface of the water. ये ऊपर में उसको float करने में मदद करता है, डूबने नहीं देता. इसके अलावा it helps in positioning them bacteria, ठीक है, in such a way so that it can trap the sunlight for photosynthesis or avoiding intense sunlight. sunlight के तरफ या उससे दूर, photosynthesis के लिए तरफ, अगर बहुत intense हो गया तो थोड़ा दूर. यानी कि these are aggregates of gas-filled structures. They are found in only some bacteria, mostly the photosynthetic bacteria like the cyanobacteria, purple bacteria, green bacteria, and in some free floating forms like the planktonic form. They are not permeable to water. They keep the bacteria floating. ठीक है? And they also help them in positioning towards or away from the sunlight. Okay, the next prokaryotic structure has been done. Now let us come to last two structures, three structures we need to do. One is flagella. You can see it very clearly. This is the long thread-like structure which is found in many bacteria. Obviously, what is the function of flagella? It helps in locomotion. ये move करने में मदद करता है. ठीक? So obviously, this is a locomotory organ, flagella. Now how does the flagella look? ठीक है? मैं आपको एक enlarged view दिखाती हूँ. See, this is my bacterial cell and this is the flagella. Actually flagella क्या चीज का बना है? It is made up of a structure called as hook and इस hook से निकलता a structure called as filament. See here, the hook it helps it attach to the cytoplasm. ठीक है? Like this is the hook and this is your ऊपर का structure. So let me draw it again. This is your hook. ठीक है, hook is like this, and इसके ऊपर क्या है आपका फिलामेंट. Now what happens? देखो ये हुक जब घूमेगा, यू इमेजिन लाइक दिस, मेरे पास एक थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर है और ये मेरा बोर्ड है, मैंने यहां से डायरेक्ट थ्रेड लगा दिया. थ्रेड घूमेगा, क्योंकि जब थ्रेड घूमेगा तो एक प्रोपल्शन फोर्स होगा, बैक्टीरिया आगे जाएगा. समथिंग लाइक हेलीकॉप्टर. हेलीकॉप्टर का पंखा चलता है, हेलीकॉप्टर उठता है, वैसे बैक्टीरिया है, इसका फ्लैजेला है, फ्लैजेला से गोल गोल घूमेगा, इससे एक प्रोपल्शन एंड द बैक्टीरिया विल मूव. ठीक है, अगर ये फ्लैजेला डायरेक्टली ऐसे अटैच होता बेटा, डायरेक्टली, नॉट दिस, देयर वुड बी नो हुक, एंड फ्लैजेला ऐसे डायरेक्टली अटैच्ड होता, तो जब फ्लैजेला घूमता तो इसमें ना ऐंठन लग जाती, व्हिच वुड हैव बिकम लाइक दिस. यू नो, आप सोचो ना, अगर आप एक ऐसे दीवार लो, उस पे एक रस्सी लो, रस्सी को ऐसे घुमाओ तो रस्सी अपने आप में क्या होगी, कॉइल करती चली जाएगी और फिर बाद में इट विल गेट स्टफ्ड. ठीक है, इसके लिए हमने क्या किया, वी टुक अ हुक. हुक इज समथिंग लाइक दिस. से दिस इज द बॉडी ऑफ द बैक्टीरिया. एक हुक निकल रहा है, हुक से फ्लैजेला है. नाउ द हुक विल मूव, this hook will rotate. As a result, what will happen? The flagella will also move. So there is a hook-like structure जिसकी मदद से it is attached. एक तो ये इसको फोर्स, नहीं तो होगा क्या, अगर फ्लैजेला जोर से घूम रहा है, ठीक है, पता चला फ्लैजेला ऐसे जोर से घूम रहा और प्रेशर से उखड़ के निकल गया, सेल से ऐसे उखड़ के ऐसे फ्लैजेला गिर गया, तो बड़ा मुश्किल है ना. सो हुक क्या करता है, इट पेनिट्रेट्स डीप इनटू द मेम्ब्रेन. तो एक तो एंकरेज देता है, एंड सेकेंडली इफ आई हैव यू नो एक इस टाइप का टी शेप का यहाँ हुक है. Just imagine I have a hook-like structure here, and then I have the flagella. So if the hook moves, the flagella will move easily. So this is the structure. It is composed of three parts. One is called the filament, this upper part. Then this is called the hook, and this hook is embedded on the inside by basal body. So this body is called as the basal body. This is called as the hook, and this is called the filament. So I told you wrong. Hook is found on the outer surface. This is the basal body which helps in anchorage. Then this is the hook, ठीक है, to which the flagella is attached, which helps in rotation. So basal body, anchorage, hook, rotation, and flagella helps in movement. So this is about the structure of flagella in prokaryotes. Now let us come to pili. आप यहाँ डायग्राम में देख सकते हैं, ब्राउन कलर का फ्लैजेला है, that is single large. लेकिन ये छोटे छोटे जो hair like structure है, we call them as pili. What is the function of pili? I just now told you. अगर ये एक बैक्टीरिया है, ये एक बैक्टीरिया है, they want to do some genetic exchange. So if this has pili, if this bacteria has pili, पहले से इसके पास pili है, ठीक है, it has pili. So this pili will act as a cross bridge. तब उसके बाद जो बीच का जगह है, that will get separated, and the pili, ये मेरा पिलाई है, ये बीच का जगह सेपरेट हो जाएगा, एंड दे कैन एक्सचेंज द जेनेटिक मटेरियल बिटवीन ईच अदर. ठीक है, सो दीज आर, यू कैन सी, इलोंगेटेड ट्यूबुलर स्ट्रक्चर्स व्हिच इज मेड अप ऑफ अ प्रोटीन कॉल्ड एज पिलेन. कौन सा प्रोटीन? पिलेन, PILIN. इस प्रोटीन का बना हुआ ये रहता है. ठीक है, व्हाट डज इट हेल्प? आई हैव शोन यू. दीज पिलाई, they help in the process of mating. This pili, it forms cross bridge that helps in transfer of DNA from one cell. देखो इसका DNA transfer होगा to the other one, that is the recipient. Thus it helps in exchange of genetic material. आपको याद होगा मैंने बताया था ये fertility gene यानी कि F gene से बनता है. तो जिस बैक्टीरिया के पास प्लाज्मिड है and प्लाज्मिड में fertility gene है, केवल उसमें ही पिलाई बनेगा. ठीक. Now last structure which I need to teach you today is fimbriae. Look at this carefully. Many bacteria, they have small bristle-like structures, right? These small bristle-like structures are called as fimbriae. What is the function of this fimbriae or bristle? I'll explain you. Those who play football or those who do mountain climbing, उनके जूते के नीचे spikes होता है ना? ये spike क्या करता है? Anchorage. ताकि फुटबॉल में आप you know need those spikes that helps in a better grip. माउंटेन में भी जो चलते हैं उनको पत्थर पे ग्रिप चाहिए. सिमिलरली बैक्टीरिया में भी ऐसे स्मॉल ब्रिसल लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स पाए जाते हैं. ठीक, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज फिम्ब्रियाई एंड दे हेल्प द बैक्टीरिया टू अटैच टू द सॉलिड सरफेस. आई मीन इफ दिस इज द बॉटम एंड यहाँ पर कोई एक सरफेस है, इस सरफेस पे ये जो बैक्टीरिया है, अगर इसके ऊपर फिब्रियाई पाया जाता है, दे हेल्प देम टू अटैच टू सॉलिड सरफेसेस लाइक रॉक्स इन स्ट्रीम. व्हाई आई एम सेइंग रॉक्स इन स्ट्रीम? स्ट्रीम में क्या है? पानी बह रहा है. ठीक, पानी जब बह रहा है तो पानी क्या करेगा? इस बैक्टीरिया को फ्लो करके ले जाना चाहेगा, राइट? इफ देयर इज अ रिवर and there is a bacteria at the bottom of the river, as the river flows, poor bacteria वो तो float करता ही रहेगा, but this fimbria it helps it to attach. पानी चलता रहेगा but it will remain attached. ठीक है, to the and also to the host tissue. हमारे बॉडी में भी host tissue में attach करने में मदद करता है. So these are the major structures found in a prokaryotic cell. Now before I go into the NCERT for a discussion, very quickly I'll give you a recap. Just try to see. सबसे पहले the outermost layer of the bacteria is called as cell envelope. Cell envelope का outermost layer is called as glycocalyx or the capsule. It is basically protective in layer. The next layer of the cell envelope is called the cell wall. This is again, it gives shape and protection. The third layer is the plasma membrane. It is the membrane near the cytoplasm. And this is the only structure which is common in all living organisms, right? This is plasma membrane, and तीनों को मिलाकर हम कहते हैं cell envelope, right? Now within this you will find a circular double-stranded DNA. This circular double-stranded DNA is this is the genetic material. At times it may also be made up of RNA and protein as well. So this is the genetic material I am talking, and the region of the cytoplasm where it is located, this is called as nucleoid. हो गया. Then I taught you about plasmid. These are circular double-stranded DNA found in some bacteria, and they give some additional advantages, like the R1 gives resistance to antibiotic, the N1 it helps to fix atmospheric nitrogen, and the F1 it helps to form the pili which helps in fertility. अब इसके अलावा मैंने आपको बताया the liquid part is called as the cytoplasm. ठीक है, the plasma membrane has certain invaginations. In some cases it is invaginated in the form of vesicles, tubules or lamellae, and it is called as mesosome. इसके 4 फंक्शन है. It helps in respiration. Second, it increases the surface area. Third, it helps in secretion, and fourth, it also helps to increase it helps in cell wall formation and duplication of the genetic material during the time of cell division. So cell wall and genetic material duplication में मदद करता है. This is mesosome. Now next invagination is called as your chromatophore. Now what is a chromatophore? They contain photosynthetic and other pigments normally found in only green bacteria, purple bacteria, etc. हो गया. इसके अलावा आपने पढ़ा कि they have a structure called as ribosome. The ribosome is 70S type, but it is made up of 50S and 30S subunits. It helps in protein synthesis, and at times many are found together called as polyribosomes or polysomes. 4 to 8 together on an mRNA, this forms a polyribosome or polysome. ये हो गया. इसके अलावा आपने क्या पढ़ा? You studied about inclusion bodies. These are just storage molecules of phosphate or glycogen, etc. So this is called as inclusion body. हो गया. Now what is left? Okay, gas vacuole. So they have vacuoles which are filled up with gas, right? It helps to float in water, and also it helps to orient towards sunlight. खत्म हो गया. Now they may have a very long structure called as flagella. It helps in locomotion. Besides that, they may have some small hair-like structure called as pili. It helps in genetic material exchange. Besides, it may contain bristle-like structures. This is called as fimbriae, and this helps in attachment. Right? So with that, see, I spoke each one of them. जैसे जैसे मैंने बताया मैं draw करती चली गई, and see finally the final structure of the bacteria is complete. So with that we have studied an introduction to the cell. That means we studied about the cell, how was it discovered, what are the types of cell, the shape and size of the cell, and there are 2 types of cell, the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic, and we did a detailed structure of the prokaryotic cell. In my next class we'll start the eukaryotic cell. So as I always say, please put your genuine comments. How did you like it? And if you really liked it, then press the like button, do share, subscribe, and keep studying. In my next lecture we'll go further ahead. Till then, good luck and